the side crunch, now we're going to be targeting the side of your abdominal muscles or your waistline, also known as the obliques. With this exercise, you want to be up against a platform, or most often everybody will anchor up against a wall. When you do that, the rule is whatever hip is on the ball, that's the leg that leads forward. So if I've got my right hip on the ball, I've got my right leg extended forward, and it's in full extension. And I have a nice wide base. I've really kind of reached back with my left leg, and I've just got the ball on my foot and my toe anchored in there. My knee's bent and the heel is up. On the side crunch, the most important key to this is making sure that your hips are perpendicular on the ball. You don't want to be where I see often are the hips opened up and almost towards the ceiling a little bit. What's going to happen is you go to perform this side crunch, you're actually going to be arching backwards. Now, the huge benefit to this exercise is, of course, getting that spine and lateral flexion. You'll also even feel this down through the hip because there's so much connection with all that muscle tissue. So this is going to increase your range of motion. If you're in any sport or activity where you need to be able to have that good reflex and reaction, this is a great exercise to incorporate with the core workout. Once your hips are squared on the ball, you're going to have your hands up to the back of your head. Your thought process is taking this outside elbow and really reaching out to your side and making full contact with the ball. So at this point, I'm wrapped all the way around the ball. My next thought, I want to shorten this space. Again, I don't want to sit up and push through the legs. I'm going to show the difference between the two moves. When I do it properly, I'm just going to shorten this space. My hip stays down on the ball. I go into a full stretch, and I shorten. What I'll see in most facilities is this right there. As I continue doing it, notice this space isn't shortening that much. You're training a muscle when it shortens in length and contracts. Right here, I'm pressing through the legs. So now we're going to go back to proper motion, full stretch, and crunch. That's the difference on that exercise. Simple way to change your direction is just simply rotate and face the opposite side. Now, that side crunch that I just demonstrated, that's the more modified version. And at first, if you're not used to doing ball work, take your time with it. You'll get a little bit more comfortable with the balance and the control on it. A little bit more of an advanced motion, I call these Superman side crunches. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my arms in extension overhead. I've got my inside hand's going to wrap, or I'm sorry, I've got my outside hand that's going to take hold of my wrist. My arms are extended, and I keep them right by my ears based on the flexibility of your shoulders. My hips are still perpendicular and squared on the ball. And now I'm going to completely wrap over and shorten space on the side into a crunch motion. Full stretch and crunch. This little bit of resistance almost doubles the work effort to go into the obliques. And what you can advance into is then eventually carrying a medicine ball or even a dumbbell for added resistance.